Welcome to a day in the life of a garden. My friend Ashley just bought a house, so she's a new gardener, and I thought you might be in the same boat. So I thought we'd go to a garden center, look at what's there, and answer her questions so that she can turn her thumb green on the next episode of A Day in the Life of a Garden. Come and join us. My name is David Morton. I'm the Landscape Curator here at Brucemore. It's a 26-acre estate located in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and it's one of the few National Trust historic sites in the Midwest. And this show is about how to create this little piece of paradise in your own backyard. A day in the life of a gardener. So the first advice I would offer Ashley is that she take her time. Observe the yard around her. What faces east, what faces west, what's facing south, what's facing north, what's already growing there. Are there perennials lurking that she doesn't even know are there that'll come up at different parts of the year? Or is there nothing there? A perennial comes back every year. It's perennial, comes back every year. An annual only comes up once a year. It's an annual. So in the winter, it dies. In the summer, it's gone. So you got to bring it back. You got to replant it. Whereas a perennial, you keep them there. So where do I buy plants? If it were me, I would go to my local, smaller nursery where you're going to get better plant material, better cared for plant material, and you're also going to get some one-on-one interaction with somebody, and you can build a relationship with that nursery. And a lot of times they'll guarantee some of their plant material, like their perennials and such. So today, we thought we would go to Earl May and see what's going on. So I just want to take a moment to say that if you like this video, subscribe, hit the green like button and the notification bell. That really helps us out. So Ashley's first question is, what are the top tools that a beginner gardener would need? Let's check it out. I would say I would definitely get a weeder. This is a little three-pronged weeder. You can go, and what I like about these is you can kind of dig around your existing perennials. It stirs up the soil, and it's very easy to handle. The other thing you need is a shovel. There's also root slayers or different kinds of tools that work as shovels. Also, you need a good pruner. Felco are awesome. They're gentle on the hands. You can have them sharpened every year. Ever since I've used a Felco, I've never used anything else. A little expensive, but hey, you deserve it. When you're looking at a pruner, I would say you want something that's going to fit your hand, sort of like any handheld tool. And then you just want to make sure that they have a nice bevel here, and it will make a nice clean cut. What I like about Felcos, rather than these or Coronas, is these are, they sort of snap harder on your hand. Whereas a Felco, I don't know, it's the design, it's nice and smooth, and so you don't feel that jarring effect. They help keep your thumb green. The other good thing that you're always going to want to have is a nice hedge shear. These are really nice because you're always probably going to be pruning some hedges, you know, whatever you have around your yard, existing hedges, new hedges. Another thing is a good lopper. You want a good lopper too. Loppers are good for trimming those thicker branches that you can't get on some of your shrubs when you need to prune. And then of course, you always need a good glove. Now, there's all kinds of gloves. So what kind of glove do you want? I like waterproof gloves, like these are probably pretty waterproof. I like them to fit tight to my hand, especially if I'm gardening in a small yard garden. If you are out there pruning roses, you might want something a little tougher, like a leather glove. Those are going to be a little higher in price, but you'll want to know what it is you're using. And then if you just like the little flory things, they have these little flowery, lovely little designs on them. But not for me, but maybe for you. So the other question was, are bulbs easy for the beginner gardener? And yes, they actually are. These are dahlias. These are your spring planting bulbs. Right now they have them at Earl May, as well as some cannas and some elephant ears. Very easy to plant. A lot of times in the fall, you'll get your tulips and your daffodils and your hyacinth and those kind of bulbs, alliums, etc. Very easy. They'll come with instructions telling you how deep to plant them. where to plant them, sun, part sun, shade, whatever. You'll need your nice good shovel. Or there's also these little bulb planting tools, but you can shovel them in there, dig them up, plant them, cover them up, walk away. So yeah, with bulbs, you just have to put in the elbow grease and they will come back every year for you, just like a perennial. And if you need more instructions on different cares for different plants, there's many resources. We did an episode on the different websites that I use, different books that I use in order to get the information you need on specific plants. Check that one out. So another question is, are some plants easier than others? And yes, I would say that's probably true. I would think that most of the plants you're going to see that are out in the garden early on in the season are going to be fairly easy to grow and a low investment. So a 6-pack at $3 isn't that huge of an investment, and you can kind of get your bearings, whereas a $60 rose might be a little more tricky and you might not want to spend that investment just yet. You want to get your green funnel on first. So the question on the table is, what is an easy plant for an eager beginner? And I would say a pansy is a good one for an eager beginner. These are cool season plants. They can tolerate some cool temperatures at night. You know, you can get down to 38 and they'll still be doing okay. They're not going to handle a hard freeze, but there are many different colors. Look at them all. They're so pretty. There's these little purple ones. They got some blue. You don't find blue very often. Look at them. They just say spring. The question we got was, how do I know if the plants I'm buying are healthy or the plants that I'm looking at are healthy? And one way you can tell is if they're well cared for is they should be all nice and perky like these are on the table. You can test and see if the soil is dry or they've been watered nicely. Also, you might want to stay away from any plants that look too droopy or have too many yellow leaves or might be too big for the pot they're in and pot bound. These all here, for example, look really good. I wouldn't hesitate buying any one of these plants. Your local nursery is going to take pretty good care of their plants, but that's what you want to look for. Good question. So we're talking about useful plants in the garden. I just came across this aloe vera here. That's a useful plant to have in your garden. Doesn't take a lot of care, doesn't take a lot of water or anything like that. You can break these little pieces off and rub them on a sunburn or a rash or some little itchy mosquito bite. That'll be helpful. Also, you can use herbs. Of course, I think those are useful plants. Basil, lavender. And then if you want to repel deer, you can use marigolds and lavender also. Any kind of scented plant, scented geraniums, they don't like it. Another question we got was, I have a very small space or an apartment or a little patio or balcony. What do I do with that? What kind of pots do I need? What am I doing? And so, you know, like this place, Earl May has an array of different pots that you could use. What I like to look for is that there's drainage holes, which most of them have. You want your plant to have drainage in it. Maybe set a little bit of rock on the bottom, fill it with soil, and then go ahead and pick your plants out. A lot of people kind of tend to overcrowd them. I like to plant them farther apart from each other and let them grow in. You might want something like a little string of pearls rather. That'll hang over the side as it grows, nasturtiums. And then you might want something in the middle that gives you some height as well. And then you want to remember, do I have a sunny balcony or is it a shady balcony? And then talk to your nursery professional as to which plants you're going to want to use, because light is a big factor when you're planting up your pots. You're also going to water pots much more frequently than you will with things in the ground. You want to let things dry out and then then water them really good. I also like to feed things in containers because they have no way of getting nutrients. So you'll want to get a good fertilizer, like a liquid fertilizer that you can mix with some water in a watering can when you're watering. And then do that once a month, or follow the instructions on the particular fertilizer, which is usually once a month or once a week during the growing season. So you can have a beautiful little container garden, different sizes, different heights, different colors. Look at them all. So the next question we got was, how soon should I be purchasing plants? Now that's going to depend on your region. Here in Iowa, you don't really want to plant anything out until mid-May. If you're in California, you can plant as soon as January. So again, that's going to depend on your season, but your nursery is going to be your best bet, your local nursery. Usually when they have their plants out, you'll know it's a good time to be buying plants. Now there's also a question as whether I plant plants or seed. I think for annuals, I usually like to start with seed. Zinnia seeds, for example, every garden should have some zinnia seeds or some zinnias. Very easy to start. You can start them, direct sow them right outside after your last frost-free date in your particular area, or you can start them indoors. Sometimes I'll start them indoors, but I start them very close to the time I would plant them out because you don't want them to get too leggy. If you start them too early, you get anxious and you start them too early and then they get leggy and they're difficult to plant. So honestly, I would plant them right in direct sow them right in the ground for most people. There's also wildflower mixes that you can get to make it easy, and those you can just throw out onto the ground. You'll just want to mark the area and weed the area and make sure that it's ready to take the seed, and follow the directions on the back as to how deep and whether there are sunny or shady spots. There's also herbs, and those are very easy to start from seed. I think basil and parsley and all of that are very easy to start from seeds, and tomatoes, any vegetables are really easy to start from seed. Save yourself some money too. Thank you for watching the show. We hope you enjoyed it. We also want to thank Earl May for letting us in here. Welcome to the Green Thumb Club, and remember, every garden counts. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more, hit the like button, the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel.